Vallabha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanespari Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Text 41, Canto 7, Chapter 10 of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Akyatang sarvang etatte yanmang tvang pariprastavam Dhammaghosha sutadinam Hare satmyang apidrisam. Translation, no purport. Everything you ask me about how Shishupal and others attained salvation, although they were inimical, has now been explained to you by me. Next text. Text 42. Esa brahmanya devasya krishnasya cha mahatmana avatara kata punya vado yatra didaitya. Of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is worshipped by all Brahmanas, Krishnasya of Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Cha also, Mahatmana, the Super Soul, Avatāra Katha, narrations about his incarnations, Punya, pious, purifying, Badha, killing, Yatra, wherein, Adi, in the beginning of the millennium, Daityaya, of the demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this narration about Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, various expansions or incarnations of the Lord have been described. And the killing of the two demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, has also been described. Purport. Avatāras or incarnations are expansions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna Govinda. Advaitam Achutam Anadim Anantarupam. Ajam Purana Purushang Nabayovanam Cha. Vede Sudurlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead Govinda, who is the original person, non-dual, infallible, and without beginning. Although he expands into unlimited forms, he is still the original. And although he is the eldest person, he always appears as a fresh youth. Such eternal, blissful, and all-knowing forms of the Lord cannot be understood by the academic wisdom of the Vedas, but they are always manifest to pure unalloyed devotees. Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, text 33. The Brahma Samhita describes the avatars. Indeed, all the avatars are described in the authentic scriptures. No one can become an avatar or incarnation, although this has become fashionable in the age of Kali. The avatars are described in the authentic scriptures, sastras, and therefore, before one risks accepting a pretender as an avatar, one should refer to the sastras. The sastras say everywhere that Krishna is the personality of Godhead and that he has innumerable avatars or incarnations. Elsewhere in the Brahma Samhita, it is said, Rama Murti Shukalani Yamena Tishtam. Rama, Nishinha, Varaha, and many others are consecutive expansions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After Krishna comes Balaram. After Balaram is Sankarshan, then Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Narayana, and then the Purusha avatars, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and Kshirdakashayi Vishnu. All of them are avatars. So here the avatars are being explained. The sloka that Srila Prabhupada quoted from is from Brahma Samhita. That means the hymns of Lord Brahma. The Brahma Samhita was found by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He found this in the temple in South India, Adikeshava temple. And he found only the 5th chapter. He says that there are 100 chapters of the Brahma Samhita. But even just the 5th chapter alone explains the whole entire spiritual world. And here, and specifically, the meaning of avatar is mentioned. The unlimited forms, the expansions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they're also none different than Him. He says that avatar means one who descends. He descends from the spiritual world. And when he descends, the Supreme Lord, it is the exact form of the Supreme Lord. There's no difference. But Krishna is not an avatar. Krishna is avatari. He is the source of all incarnations. And all of these different incarnations of the Lord is compared to the waves in the ocean. The waves you cannot count. Practically, it is unlimited. It's like you cannot count the stars up in the sky or all the atoms. It'll take many, many lifetimes to count them. It's practically unlimited. So the Lord will come from time to time. We've heard from the Bhagavad Gita to annihilate the demons and these. Patranaya sadhunam vinasaya chaduskritam. Dharma samsna parartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. or yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Whenever there is a decline of religious practice, then the Lord also will come from time to time. So these different incarnations of the Supreme Lord, there are many. There are of 6 types according to the Shastra. There is the Purusha Avatar, Lila Avatar, Guna Avatar. There is the Sakchabesh Avatar. Uh, there is the Sakchabesh Avatar. Not necessarily they are directly in the Vishnu Tattva category. And the others, they are in the Vishnu Tattva category. These different expansions. Manvantar Avatar. Manvantar, different Manus. It's like there are 14 Manus in one day of Lord Brahma. Manus means they are the administrators for mankind. So, yes, these different incarnations, they come, manifest themselves in the material world for a specific purpose, but not just to kill the demons or to protect his devotees. Automatically, the demons will be annihilated by time. That is also representative of Lord Krishna. Kalosmi, time I am the destroyer of everything. We cannot see time, but we can feel time. We can see time also, in a sense, if one is becoming old, getting old, that means the one has spent a lot of time already. So these different avatars, they come specifically to attract the conditioned souls to go back home, back to Godhead, especially the human form, the original form of the Supreme Lord, like Lord Krishna himself, or Lord Balaram, or Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or Lord Ramachandra, the human-like form. But they're not ordinary human-like form, they're superhuman. And according to the activities that the Supreme Lord performs, then he is called many names as well. That's why we've heard this Sahasranam, Vishnu Sahasranam. According to his activities, then this different names of the Lord is given to him. Yes. So all of these avatars has been described in the scriptures. There is this specific description of the avatar. It's like in Kali Yuga, no more avatar will come. It'll be at the end of Kali Yuga. It'll be Kalki avatar. And in Kali Yuga, the incarnation of the Supreme Lord is the holy name, Nam Prabhu. The holy name also is none other than the Supreme Lord. He is the incarnation, the names of the Lord, none different than the Supreme Lord himself. It's like when we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, this is none different than the Supreme Lord himself. Addressing the Supreme Lord by his name also is none different than the Supreme Lord himself. Even though, yes, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared 500 years ago, but he is what you call Chana Avatar. He's the hidden incarnation of the Supreme Lord. Even though he's not an incarnation, again, he is Krishna himself who came in the form of, in the mood of a devotee, the topmost devotee, Srimati Radharani, to understand that love of Radharani towards Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna himself appeared in the mood of a devotee, having a complexion of molten gold, similar to Srimati Radharani's color. However, nowadays there are many pseudo avatars, pretenders, trying to cheat people. It's mentioned also that in India there is a factory of God. Every day there's a born Bhagavan. Bhagavan this, Bhagavan that, Bhagavan having long beard, having mustache, having long hair. Sometimes this Bhagavan looks very ugly. uh, just because they'll be able to have a little bit of mystic power. They can produce some gold or some kind of miracles they can perform due to their austerities. They're given some Shakti, to perform some magical feats. That doesn't make them Bhagavan. Bhagavan is always Bhagavan. Krishna is Bhagavan from birth. It's not that at one time Krishna became Bhagavan. Bhagavan means one who possesses six opulences to the highest degree. Those opulences, no one can equal to or greater than what Krishna has. Strength, beauty, wealth, fame, knowledge, or even renunciation. No one. Even though Krishna appeared in in an environment seemingly not very opulent. In our eyes, it is not opulent. He took birth in a Vaishya family. But that is real wealth. Grains and cows. Having grains and having cows, that is real opulence. Having paper money is not real wealth. This is temporary because anytime economy can collapse. And when the economy collapses, it's like in some countries we've seen and we've heard, what is the use? They may have like millions and millions of money, their currency, but it has no value. Cannot buy any commodities. So in the Brahma Samhita, the avatars has been described. And whatever the Shastra says, we have to take it as authentic, as bona fide. So no one can become an avatar just because out of fashion. It says here, Prabhupada mentions here, no one can become an avatar or incarnation, although this has become fashionable in the age of Kali. It's already there. Even the appearance of Kali, which family, which place, the location where he will take birth, the name of his parents, and so on. Because Sastra is the main Praman, the main evidence. Um, Sastra, specifically the Vedas, is like considered to be our mother. You want to find out who is your father, then you ask your mother. And different informations we get from the scriptures, and we have to take it as it is, not to make our own speculations or make our own meaning, give our own meanings to them. So it mentions here that from Krishna, the first expansion is Balaram. Then from Balaram, the four quadruple expansion: Vasudev, Sankarshan, Aniruddha, and Pradyumna. They are the four quadruple expansions. And then another four quadruple expansions manifest: Sankarshan, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, and Vasudev. From that second Sankarshan, all these different expansions of the Supreme Lord, Narayan form, four-arm form of the Supreme Lord manifest in the Vaikuntha Loka. There are specifically 24 of them, according to the four arms on each hand. These four items that Lord Narayan holds. The Sank, that means conch shell, lotus flower, Padma, then also Gadha, the club, and Sudarshan, the chakra. Yes, from the second Sankarshan expands the Purusha avatars. Purusha avatars. That means Karnadakashai Vishnu. From Karnadakashai Vishnu expands Garbhodakashai Vishnu, who lies in the Garbhodak ocean. And then from Garbhodakashai Vishnu appears Kshirdakashai Vishnu. Kshirdakashai Vishnu also resides in the ocean of milk, Kshir Sagar. And Kshirdakashai Vishnu also is none different than the Paramatma, the super soul who resides in everyone's hearts. So there are many avatars. There are also Lila avatars, like Matsya, Varaha, Kurma. There's different incarnations that we hear or heard from the Shrimad Bhagavatam. So one must hear about the avatars. One must, Prabhupada says here, one must hear about the avatars. Why? Narrations about such avatars are called Avatar Katha, the narrations of Krishna's expansions. Hearing and chanting these narrations is completely pious. Shrimvatang Sokata Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtana. One who hears and chants can become punya, purified of material contamination. One becomes pious. So hearing the narrations of the name, fame, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord's glories purifies one's heart. It cleanses our heart from what? From material desires, sinful desires, reactions from the past, even the sinful reactions that we perform in the past, that the reactions that we perform in the past will be uprooted it'll be cleansed. Our heart is a sitting place of Lord Krishna. It is mentioned that the Paramatma resides in everyone's heart. But a person whose heart becomes purified, it is not just that Paramatma will be realized, but that liberated soul will see Krishna within one's heart. He will manifest. And not just Krishna alone, because Krishna is never alone. That purified heart of a pure devotee, the devotee will see Krishna face to face, along with his eternal abode and his eternal associate. That's why he says that a pure devotee, he carries Vrindavan wherever he goes. Like Srila Prabhupada. He left the place Vrindavan, but he carries also Vrindavan wherever he goes, wherever he went. And that place became a tirtha, a holy place. So that is our goal, to cleanse our heart from all of these anarthas, namely lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, and envy. And only then, when it's cleansed, then we can see Krishna, his two-arm form, not the Paramatma, four-arm form. We can see, we'll be able to see Krishna in his two-arm form. Our love for Krishna resides within our heart, but right now it is covered up by the modes of material nature. But once it has been cleansed, especially by chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, they will be able to see Krishna face to face. Will become purified of material contamination. That's why it's a must to hear about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Still, this is the tradition in some villages in India that every night the whole village will gather to hear the Leela, the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, the glories of the Supreme Lord. They will do bhajans and they will hear these narrations of the Supreme Lord. Still some. So this should be also our practice, not just the adults hearing this Bhakti Sangha every morning. You should do this also to your family members, especially those who have children who are growing up or even grown up. Why not? This should be part of your daily routine. Otherwise, when will you be able to give the opportunity to your family, especially to your children, to hear? During my travels, they will say, Maharaj, they're still young. They cannot understand this. Why not? Prahlad Maharaj says, this is the best time. This is the best time to hear about Krishna. At the age of 5, he can read from the Krishna book. Why not? The stories of Lord Krishna, the 10th canto, in a storytelling platform way. Srila Prabhupada did it in such a way that one does not have to wait to read the Bhagavad Gita and the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. Immediately he gave us the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam in a storytelling way. So you should read. Prabhupada says that also. One should read Krishna book every day, every night, so that somehow it'll give us an opportunity that we may dream of Krishna during our sleep. Sleep means forgetfulness of Krishna. But if we saturate ourselves, especially before going to sleep, everyone takes turn to read Krishna book. Hopefully, Krishna will appear in our dream. So this is the importance of hearing about these different topics or avatars of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whenever there are references to the avatars, religious principles are established. The demons are against Krishna.